what you call this, the
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a problem of vaccine and stuff like that. But you failed to mention that there was also a problem of face mask. Here in South Africa, there was also a shortage of face mask. Chinese were making videos using face mask to mop the floor. They were doing, even the USA was also short of face mask, you see. So what I'm trying to say, during that time, it was not a planned thing. It was something that just grabbed everyone by surprise. So what he's saying in terms of priority when it comes to vaccine, because most of our healthy facilities here in Africa, they depend on what you call this funding. They depend on aid, so they're not prioritized as a first hand customer. So even if when you are running a business, you've got different types of customers. You've got priority, and then you've got those that you don't prioritize. So for that to change, we need to invest in education. We need to revamp our education system, not the education system of primary. No, we are talking about making use of our graduates. You cannot invest and say, okay, we cannot celebrate to say, hey, we are now making a vaccine. It is a milestone, but you cannot celebrate that, because as a business person, you must know who's gonna buy. Because without a market, there is no sustainability of your vaccine. That's why factories close when there is no market. So what we need is to create value chains. We need things that will employ people. So if we were going to say, let us focus on vaccine for animals, like take for instance foot and mouth disease and stuff like that, and then we know that we will supply that. We don't have to say we don't want your help. We don't want total help from external people, because no country survives on its own. That's why you see even big countries like the USA, they come and ask for collaboration with Zimbabweans. Even those deals are not fair. Ne? The only person who can make those deals to be fair, it's us, by negotiating. We don't have to act like kids. If someone says, okay, take for instance, you are looking for a job and then you are called for an interview, you go to an interview, they ask you, how much do you want us to pay you? I'll say it in rands. And then you say, I want 15,000. And then if they say no, and then you walk out. That is stupidity and childish. We need to be negotiators. We need to sit down and say, okay, 15,000 is not enough for me, because I live far, I've got children, I've got this and this and this. So if you were going to give me somewhere between 20, I'll be happy. Then the company is going to say, no, okay, we can afford 18. That is good negotiating. Now imagine you get presented an offer, and then you just turn out and then you walk out. That is what the president did. Because we did not hear that they are in heated in negotiations, they're doing back and forth, they're doing what? No, we just heard that the guy snapped, is out. You see, it's wrong for a president who represents 16 million people to just use his own emotions and his temper. Who knows what if he said in the meeting that if you want to go ahead, if you want us to go out with a negotiation, you must remove me from the sanction list. That is his personal problem. That is not of national interest. So we need to be critical thinkers. We need to think, because if we were told that they were in a board meeting, they stayed for hours and hours and hours, then we would know that the guy was looking for, he was putting the best interest of the country. But if you hear a statement and then it comes out the guy snapped, what kind of leadership is that? Thank you, guys.
And if you reject the money, where is your own money to replace it? No, you need the answer today. How many Zimbabweans will die if HIV drugs run out because of your decision, Mr. President? I think those are the questions that we need to ask. Why we know that within Zimbabwe, healthcare actually is dakwas. People are waruto the crossing border to go to South Africa. So yeah, my challenge is
You see, here in South Africa, let me just say something quick, because I know there are millions of Zimbabweans here in South Africa. They will they will they will oppose if I'm trying to push some kind of a nonsense propaganda. Here in South Africa, there was a company, it's a French company. They came here and then they did what they call prospecting. They look for oil around the Western Cape, so they found oil, signs of oil, and then they said they're gonna do drilling. So I'm talking about the government and the French company. They're talking. They came to a deal, and then they started sitting down and saying, okay, what we want is this and this and this. And then how did South Africa counter that? They countered it through what you call these lobbying groups. So there was a lobbying group that came and said, hey, this thing is gonna disturb marine life and this and this. So we want to preserve our coastal. You see. So what were they doing? They were showing the negative so that the company can give more positive, which is they will say, okay, we'll provide more jobs, we'll provide this, you see, that is what happens all over the world. But you don't have leaders that just walk out of the meeting, you see, and they say they are representing a nation. That is totally wrong. There must be other boards that should come and say, hey, our board is going to benefit here. Because if there was, like if it was here in South Africa, there is COSATU, there is a union that speaks for employees. So they were going to say, hey, people are going to be employed. So if you walk out from this deal, what about the employees? What are they going to benefit? So that's why you see whenever the company wants to shut down the operations, it's not easy because there are what they call stakeholders, which is the employees who are the direct beneficiaries of the entity. They will come in and say, hey guys, where are we gonna get the jobs? You see. So if we get this mentality of just following all what the politicians say and say, it's right, hey, he's bullying us. The politicians are getting paid. If you were to look at this Zimbabwean issue, look at Mnangagwa today, just think, like as I'm saying this, just open your,
Welcome
like
to
even if
Zim
you can
One, a
close your
platform
eyes.
where every
Do you
voice
know that
matters and
Mnangagwa
every
gets paid
idea
every month?
counts. This is a
He gets a
space
salary.
dedicated to nation
And you
building,
know that
shaped by the
his
thoughts, hopes, and lived
employee
experiences
package
of the
has
people
got
of
benefits
Zimbabwe. From the
already,
streets to the
medical,
classrooms,
pension
from
and stuff
farms
like
to
that.
factories,
So if
from
you were
elders to the
to
youth,
say you
we
are
bring together
dividing
brilliant
his
points from
salary
different
in
gatherings of
days or
citizens
in
across
hours,
our
he
nation.
gets paid
These are
per
conversations
hour.
rooted in reality, driven by
So as I'm talking
patriotism,
to you, he
and
walks
guided
out
by
of
the
the
belief
deal,
that
but
Zimbabwe's
he's being
future is
paid
built by its
already. You
people.
are paying
Here,
him
we
already. At
listen,
the end of the
we
month, you will
reflect,
get a
and we
bonus. At
share
the
ideas
beginning
that
of the year,
inspire
you will get
unity,
his
progress,
what you call
and
this
sustainable
leave.
development. This
So
channel is
nothing
not
will
about
change
politics
for him.
alone. It is
But
about
what about
solutions,
those people who
not
are
about
working in
division,
that value
but about
chain?
collective responsibility.
What
Join
do
us as
you
Zimbabweans
think?
from all
What do
walks
you
of
think
life
their kids are
contribute
going to eat
insights that
today
strengthen
or
our
tomorrow
communities,
or next year?
uplift our nation, and shape
So
the
that
Zimbabwe
is
we
the
all
line
want
of
to see.
thinking that we
This
need
is
to
our
promote,
voice. This
not
is our
this line
vision.
of thinking of
This
an
is nation
oppressor
building
or a
together.
bootlicker, where you just come with analysis, page analysis. You get a page from that side, get a page, and then you try to forget the reality on the ground. We've got people who are suffering, those that need healthcare facility, healthcare, they need it, and we've got those that are providing, that are employees. So those they are also breadwinners. You see, so if you look at here in South Africa, I'm gonna tell you something because I'm in Cape Town. There are offices, paper offices, and there is what they call, who's this one? Desmond Tutu Foundation. That foundation receives money also from donors, and then they've got employees, they've got cars, they've got people who are working as drivers. Those people are taking care of of their families through the money they're getting from where? From the foundation. So even this agreement, there were people who were going to benefit and who were going to get employees honest living. But the one thing that I want those that want to support this action to answer is, one, did the president show any professionalism? Did he try to negotiate a better deal? What do they think about this behavior of walking out or just saying no? I said no. You can't say no for me. You are a public servant. Because when you speak, you're representing 60 million. It did not come back to us and say, okay, the other stakeholders, I think the best decision to do is this. No, he just said no because he thinks he knows what is right for you. So such kind of mentality, we should try to get away from it, because when he speaks and what he's doing is going to affect all those people who were not in the meeting. Thank you, Ne.